Thank you for this question. Divine morning from my home in Nigeria, in Isese. So, here we go. Peace. I'm Iana Prashana Sharice. I practice the Yoruba Isese tradition, commonly known as Ifa. And I read your question several times just to make sure it wasn't coming from a place of malice, because many people who ask this kind of question, that's where it's coming from. And excuse me, y'all, for sounding so nasally. The travel back and forth, all the work we've been doing, and we're on our way to Ife. I figured I would take a moment before we leave. Okay, so let's start with the first part. When initiates to Ifa, so when someone initiates into Ifa, and just so you all know, IFA is actually the abbreviation for some financial organization, and that's why Ifa is always capitalized completely when it comes up when you're typing on your phone, but it should just be capital IFA respectfully, okay? Okay, does that mean you sold your soul to the devil? Let me deal with that part first. You cannot Abrahamic faith or Christianize Ifa. We believe that there are negative energies and entities, yes, but the devil does not exist within our tradition. So, that said, no, you don't. The purpose of Ifa, and if you get a chance to watch my content on the Tubu View as well, you'll know I talk about this often. The purpose of Ifa is to help streamline your life. Excuse me if it's noisy, because again, I'm at my home. Is help streamline your life, and all of the energies are assigned by Olodumare, who you call God, in order to help you. In order for me to try to get people to understand what this means exactly, I'll relate it to things that the majority of the people who come and listen to us speak or me try to explain this, I try to relate it to what they're familiar with. So, in Catholic faith, you would have saints, right? And that's why a lot of African traditionalists you will find that they're in the U.S. in the diaspora and they're Catholic. It's because the saints were used to hide the other energies, the divinities, the Orumila and the Orishas, who we know that God, i.e. Olodumare, assigned jobs to. So when you make some sentence such as you sell your soul to the devil, that's irrelevant to us, because in all honesty, everything that you do in your walk of life within this world has challenges, and those challenges come with complications, which we are taught to blame something else. But no energy affects you in a certain way unless you allow it to happen. So if you are depressed, if you are thinking negatively about yourself or others, then you will get what you put out. That's where the old adage comes, you get what you receive, right? All right, so give me a minute. Let me see how else I want to break this down, because I'm trying to keep it short enough where you understand, and then long enough. The longer content, like I said, is on TubeView, where you can get the rest of it. Now, as far as the second part of your question, I speak about this on my channel too, because we receive objects, which we then refer to very well as the human or earthly form of that has essence of the energy that we operate on a certain frequency. See, the other issue is people tend to put Ifa in the perspective of man-made, but because we deal with quantum physics, which is energy in all things, plants, animals, the earth, you name it, right? Your words, you hear this all the time. Be careful what you wish for. Don't speak negative on others, etc., etc. We can't just say, you just leave. And I'll say it like this. Those objects you receive and that you're praying with to have your phone call, if it will, be elevated in the essence of your situation, that phone call and those objects have your essence in it. So if something has a part of you in it, because now this is something that you have been bonding with, the same way you might wear a necklace from a loved one, right? You see I have my infinity necklace. The same way there might be a ring that was passed down to your family. The same way you go thrifting and people tell you, be careful what you bring home, because you don't know what you're going to bring home, because the energy and essence of that individual exists there. So we believe that our prayers exalt that energy, and the cadences, the oris, the orikis, all the songs exalt the energy of what we're connected with. So now, here you are connected with this object, right? That you look at and you're like, this is just some nuts, or this is just some shells, or this is just some rings. It's more than that to us. So now you're connecting yourself with that, and you say, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Well, fine, but you were led to do this if done properly and with the correct people. Let me say that. No shade to other people. Yes, shade. Because some people will tell you, they're like, you just can't quit an Ile. You can. Ile means home. You can. No one should force you to stay anywhere you don't want to be. This isn't a forceful practice, although people try to depict it as such, okay? So the difficulty in that is now you've connected with this over weeks, months, years, decades even for some people, and then you say, I'm going to quit. You will start to notice physical changes in yourself. You may become a little bit more depressed. And again, that's if it's done properly. And I have to say that because there are plenty of people that have come to us or that we have seen where something was improper in the process, it wasn't completed, but they turn around and talk to them in fear. They have them scared of everything. Oh, I'm scared if I don't do this right, this is going to happen. Oh, this is such and such. Oh, they're going to kick me out. And they'll tell them that somebody's mad at them and energy's mad at them now because they didn't do this right. They need to pay more money to do X, Y, Z. And it just irks me to high heaven, okay? So the truth of the matter is you have objects that you now have your essence in and that are a part of you because you've been putting this power into everything. Remember, power in prayer, right? So now it's your Ashe because you, too, are an Orisha. Your higher self is that. You've now put your higher self into this thing. So you decide you don't want to do it anymore. And you may go through some changes. You may notice some things changing in your life. And again, that's only if it was done properly. There shouldn't be immediate and negative effects on people. And when that happens, that means something wasn't right. And that is your ancestors, that is your higher self, and also that is Olodumare working through them to give you a heads up that you need to change direction, like something isn't cool. So they make enough things happen so that you go seeking the truth for yourself, okay? I hope that makes sense. I know it seems like I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to put it in a way that you'll understand and that others will understand because this is a beautiful tradition. I'm lucky enough to be able to raise my child in this tradition, and I still give her the option that if she doesn't want to do it, fine. And she always tells me she does, and she loves her family. So, So, you want to jump ship? Fine. No house or Ile should try to keep you. None of them should fearmonger you into staying. Our Ile just operates a little different because we stick to traditional Isese. The basic, we don't put our man-made or human influence within it, regardless of what our perception may be of what is believed to be right or wrong in our eyes. It has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with how it was done, how it was said, and what is meant. So, I hope I answered your question. Stick around, get some education, as I say, and you're more than welcome to check out my channel. It's the same name everywhere, and then that way, those videos, some of them are super long, but you can see now we're here because people are coming to initiate. And you can see some of the other things, and even somewhere online, you'll probably see us walking around at the other family event that happened. You'll see the flyer on my page that I was at earlier in the month. So we're headed to Ile-Ife, which is like our Mecca, if you will. It's like a big revival for other people who need to have some sort of understanding of what it is, of people from all over the world, Brazil, Switzerland, the U.S., etc., all over Africa, the continent of Africa, come together, and then we do like our divination or our, like, what would you call it? I don't know what y'all would call it, your yearly whatever. What's interesting is pay attention because when we put it out, a lot of people in different faiths and practices will then preach on it and act like they've had some epiphany or God told them. But we do that, and then we do things to help the world during that. Like what we do as far as elbows are concerned. Everybody thinks we're just about ourselves, but whether you believe in us or not, we're always praying for everybody and helping everybody because that's who we are. And we don't judge you for whatever it is you decide that you want to do. Thanks for sticking around. So, next video most likely will be Ile-Ife unless it's on the bus with all the people and us headed there. And to all the people who practice and even to those who don't, Aboro Boye.